I'm here with DJ Ice. How you doing tonight, DJ Ice?
I'm doing fine, man. How you
That's
doing?
good.
How things going? How's your week been so
My
far?
my week has been my week has just been okay. My week has just been okay. Just been okay. So I may call some names now. Look at New York City. I got a story for you tonight, Mr. Graves, up in New York City. Thanks
New
for joining
York
me. Yeah,
City.
from the Bronx. How
Oh,
you doing, Mr.
yes.
Graves? It's good to see you, man. Good to hear you. Yeah, I like the night train. Going to be changing the name of the show, the Conscious Fever Night Train. So you're going to be hearing James Brown, the Night Train, until Facebook cuts it off or something like that. But anyway, Dana Branham, Vic Montgomery, Dan Johnson, the former councilman. Thank you for joining me, sir. Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. But our show tonight title is are not really that far across the world. Um, Maybe you all would get a kick out of them. But DJ Ice, these stories are a little bit out there. So I just want to make sure that the audience braces itself to hear these stories. Thank you for
Uh-oh.
joining me, Molly Fowler. Um, but anyway, how was your week?
It was pretty good, man. I got some good news yesterday from an artist. I don't know you remember Sophie Saint? We used to play her music a lot. She got a gold plaque. Her song went gold, and
Is that the one that was played
she
on
got the
Empire?
that's another
That's another
one.
artist.
So
Oh
we may be
wow.
getting another award later. But yeah,
Well, Terrence Elliott, Michelle Brooks. Thanks
she
for
got
joining us
she
tonight.
got a gold plaque. So her song's doing well, and we was the first ones to
Okay.
play it and
First,
support
it
her.
was heard first here on 97 to Beat FM.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah,
wow, that's
yeah.
great. That's great.
And you know
Hope y'all hear that.
she's very grateful for that, and she lets everybody
Armando
knows
Fusi Parish.
that
Thanks for
we
joining me
was the
tonight.
first one to play it, and DJ Ice is the first one to ever give me a chance on the radio. And
Oh, okay,
yeah, so I told her
okay.
just keep us in mind when it comes Soul Train Awards and all that, so MTV Awards.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
just keep us in mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I want to keep all y'all in mind tonight. I got some very interesting stories. Very interesting stories I want to talk about tonight. Tonight's broadcast is titled Odd Stories from Across the World. But you listen to 97tobeatfm.com and 97 to Beat FM. For those of you who chose to listen on the first generation Apple TV, the hip hop genre, under the music app. I'm your host, Carl Price. Here in Louisville, we do this radio show, and we just happen to just post it on Facebook Live, so you all can see what we do. I mean, you can't see, and you can see that the DJ actually looks good, right? Because I mean, because you look at my side view, this side view. I mean, actually, I'm actually a pretty decent looking guy. And the reason I say that, hello, Christy Berman, good evening. The reason I say that is because, when I was growing up, all the DJs on the radio were just ugly. They had outstanding voices, but they were ugly. I'm gonna say that. I know I'm offending some people. I'm going to offend some people, but I'm sorry about that. But they were all ugly. They just had these outstanding, gorgeous voices, but they were so unattractive. And I have a horrible voice, but I make up for it from the look. Thanks for joining me, Durante Harris.
That's probably why they was on radio and not TV, because they wasn't attractive.
Right,
to look
right,
at,
right,
but,
right.
you can
Right.
hear 'em.
And so we do a little bit of mixture of radio and a little bit of TV. John, you're in. Okay, John, yeah. Thank you for being in. But in any case, I want y'all to hear some of these odd stories. And I'm not going to take up a whole lot of time, just talking about the fact that I'm a kind of on the radio and I actually look good. So when, most of the DJs were really unattractive when they had attractive voices, but they were unattractive when we were growing up.
Okay.
I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, if you look in the Guinness Book of World Records, there's probably a record for the ugliest DJ, but the best voice. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the way it was. Hello, Peggy Lewis, Peggy Lucas, and Dante Ford. But listen, Peggy Lewis, Peggy Lucas. I don't know what's going on with my tongue tonight. But listen, Peggy Lewis, I'm gonna be contacting you, Peggy Lucas, Peggy Lucas is actually the cufflink lady here in Louisville.
I saw that.
Did you see that on Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh
she
my
was,
God.
She was shouting out all her
And she shouted
supporters.
me out. Thanks so
Yeah.
much. Yeah,
And
yeah.
She got a lot of cufflinks.
She listen.
They're
Let me,
nice too.
listen. Let me tell you about the cufflink lady. What she does is, and I'm gonna put a plug in for you, Peggy.
Yeah.
How you doing, Bill Green? Thanks for joining me. But what happens is that the cufflink lady collects all these cufflinks from all over the world, and these are cufflinks. Sometimes that just go back to the 40s, the 50s, the 30s, the 60s. You know, when men came out with shirts and ties, and every man had a hat on, and she's got the cufflinks for you. So I'm telling you. So Peggy, I don't know if you've got a page or anything, but if you do, you tell me where your page is, and I'm going to direct everybody to it. But her name is Peggy Lucas, and she is the cufflink lady. I remember one time I met with her, and man, I felt like I was a kid on Christmas Day. There was so many cufflinks because I had so many French cuff shirts. And I needed some cufflinks, and it was so many and such a big variety and all of that. Anyway, hey Dante, I don't know what her website is, but Peggy, if you can see the feed coming in on this Facebook Live portion of this show, somebody wants to know what your website is. Dante Ford does. And hello, Troy Dean of Michigan Lawrence from out in Sacramento, California. Actually, out in California on the West Coast. Thanks for joining me, man. But listen, let's talk about some of these stories, DJ Ice.
Let's do it.
You wouldn't believe it. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. But I'm going to tell you. Okay? I'm just going to put it out there.
Uh-oh.
First, let's see, Peggy Lewis, the first time we met, you bought about 25 pairs. That's what I told you. I did.
Yeah,
I bought, because I felt like I was a kid in the candy store. I was just like, look at all these cufflinks, because you would go to Brooks Brothers and all these other stores, and you just get all these little standard, you know,
simple and plain,
simple shirt and tie wearing people that would have them on, you know, but I didn't want those. I wanted some classy cufflinks, and Peggy Lewis got it for me. Zach Mehouse, Z, the Italian of the courthouse. Thanks for joining me. Hello, Philip Hobbs, Deacon Philip Hobbs, and Mr. Kevin. What's going on, Mr. Kevin? I always enjoy the broadcast. I always enjoy when you join in. Thanks so much for joining in. Akeisha Blackman also. So I'm gonna call out all the names when I see you. Come on, James Desiree the third. Thank you for joining me, my friend. But anyway, listen to one of these odd stories. Let me just get into this. Are you ready for this?
I hope
now. So to all of my New Orleans friends, all of my Louisiana folks, this is for you.
People from the boot.
People from the boot. Okay, NOLA. Here we go. Odd stories. This was posted November the 19th. A New Orleans man was accused of a bomb threat. You know what his reason was? He insisted that he just had to poop really bad. Hello, P. Palmer.
He was saying, I'm going to blow this.
Hello, Judge Sean Delahanty. I'm sorry.
He said, I'm going to blow this bathroom up.
Well, okay, listen, right. Okay, it was bad enough. He's gonna blow the bathroom up, but he was talking about I wouldn't lie to y'all about this. Y'all may hear about this on the news. New Orleans man accused of bomb threat insists he just had to poop really bad. So not only was he going to bomb just in time for the poop joke, right? I'm sorry, Pete. But listen, listen. I wouldn't lie to you. Look at this. So not only was he going to bomb up the bathroom, he's going to blow up the whole building because he had to poop. Anyway.
Wow.
Okay, it actually gets a little bit better.
So he actually got locked up?
He actually got locked up because he had to poop.
It was a threat.
And he threatened to throw, he gave a bomb threat. He said, I just did it because I just had to poop. Here's go. As jokes go, this one was really crappy. This is how the story starts. You might even say it bombed. Okay. It says a New Orleans man accused of threatening to blow up a local restaurant last Tuesday told police it's all a big misunderstanding. He was referring to a bowel movement.
Wow.
That's what the story says. According to an arrest warrant obtained by NOLA.com, 30-year-old Arthur Posey walked into Willie's Chicken Shack, the Chicken Shack out of all places. He gonna go bomb a Chicken Shack, and asked an employee what time the restaurant closed. When the employee told Posey she didn't know, he allegedly replied, "Y'all about to close right now because I'm going to get a bomb and blow this place up." The restaurant employees told the police that Posey was very angry during the discussion. He later told police that he was referring to the restroom and wasn't making any real threats, according to WGNO. The employee said he never mentioned the bathroom when he made his alleged threat. So just because this young man had to poop, guess what, DJ Ice? He faces 2 counts of communicating false information of planned arson. He will also need to appear in court for a competency hearing, according to Fox News.
Oh, wow. So he
faces 2 counts of communicating false information. But what if he really did have to poop? Then he's not communicating false information. I guess it's about the arson.
So okay. Did he say I'm getting ready to go blow y'all's bathroom up?
He said, okay. I see my New Orleans friend just logged on. Anyway, my New Orleans buddy, I'm telling you, this is a real story, man. Our story. New Orleans man accused of bomb threat and says he just had to poop really bad. So I don't want you to think I'm picking on you. I'm just saying. Hello, Norma Williams, Alvin Brown. Pastor Johnson, thank you guys for joining me. Listen, but in Willie's Chicken Shack, whatever you do, if you visit New Orleans, don't go to Willie's Chicken Shack if you have to use it. I think that would just be some fair advice to give people, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. Because if you have to use it, they're gonna think that maybe
you'll end up in court.
All right, y'all. That's one story. Here's another one. Ready for this? A New Jersey man blames his DWI on the New York Jets.
Oh, wow. So they lost and drove him to drinking?
Well, it's a little bit more than that. He told the police that he only started drinking because the New York Jets suck. That's what he said. He said, I drank too much because the Jets suck. Christian Greyshock allegedly told the police. And so the story goes, okay? A New Jersey man accused of DWI tried to put the blame on the real culprit, the New York Jets. Christopher Greyshock, 57 of West Milford, was charged Sunday afternoon after he rear-ended another vehicle, injuring at least one woman in the process, according to NBC New York. Officers from the Wayne Police Department said Greyshock was staggering and swaying, unable to walk straight, in danger of falling onto the highway. They also noticed a heavy odor of alcohol on his breath and stains of liquor on his clothes. Greyshock allegedly admitted he rear-ended the car that was stopped in traffic in front of him. That's when authorities performed the field sobriety test on him, and he allegedly failed the test by registering a blood alcohol level of 0.13. That's that's a lot, because in Kentucky it's 0.08. Well above New Jersey's legal limit of 0.08, according to NorthJersey.com. During the test, Greyshock allegedly told police, I drank too much because the Jets suck, according to the Associated Press. About an hour before the accident, the Jets had their own tragedy, losing 41-10 to the Buffalo Bills. Now, come on. Now, what prosecutor would prosecute that man? Carl, what is the tension regarding the young man assaulted by the jail guards? Oh, Alvin, man, you want to get into a topic. Yeah. You want to get into a topic. You go. But anyway, before I talk about that, I want to talk to you about Blame It on the Jets. So I guess the song Blame It on the Henny is just no big deal, right? It's Blame It on the New York Jets. Yeah, Blame It on New York Jets. So what's the tension regarding the young man assaulted by the jail guards? You know, Alvin, there's really not a lot of tension here in this community. You know, there should be. It actually did not happen recently. It actually happened, I think, back in November or October. You know what he was referring to, DJ Ice? He's referring to the jail guard that took a swipe at the guy at the young kid in the jail here.
Yeah, I saw that.
And those
It happened. It happened like last year.
yeah. I think it happened some time ago, Alvin. It didn't that
But
did not just
the
happen.
video just surfaced.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
Yeah.
The video just surfaced. Derek Jackson, thanks for watching. Damon Moach, yeah, you're awesome also, man. Missed you at homecoming this year. But anyway, yeah, but that was that was horrible. I always wonder what happens to those bad apples when they get fired. Do they go and get hired by another police department or you know or something like that? I don't know. But anyway, but there's not a lot of tension here because it only came out during the lawsuit where the jail got sued for it. And old boy's in jail for robbery and something else now. So I don't know. I guess he won't enjoy the money he's gonna get for
He's
the
back
assault.
in jail.
He's back in jail.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think he got sentenced at some point for the robbery. But anyway, so that's what's going on. Okay, here's another one before we take a break. Because I'm gonna say the big one for last. But before we take a break, this is one. I mean, of course, we know that the president. It is going viral now, Alvin. I know it's going viral now, but it happened some time ago. It didn't just happen. But of course, man, there should be tension. Well, there's always tension. I mean, there's always tension. Anyway, how you doing, Frank Clay? Thanks for watching and joining in this evening. But anyway, so here's the next story. Well, you talk about, when we were young, there was this big joke about how nobody knew geography, right? Nobody knew, where a certain country was or where a certain state was. If you ask, what city is New York in? And some dummy would tell you, oh, I think it's in London, something like that. I mean, just be way out there. So there was always a criticism that Americans did not know their geography. Well, get this odd story, okay? A Washington, D.C. clerk and a supervisor. This is just not the clerk. It's a clerk and a supervisor. A man came to apply for a marriage license. Him and his fiance. She showed her license, but when he showed his license was from New Mexico. You wouldn't believe what they asked him for. They said you have to have a license inside the country.
New Mexico is part of.
Listen, here it is. A District of Columbia clerk and a supervisor refused to accept a New Mexico man's state driver's license as he sought a marriage license because she and her supervisor believed New Mexico was a foreign country. In D.C., out of all places, in Washington, D.C. Can y'all believe that? Can y'all believe that's true story? True story. Odd stories tonight. True story. Gavin Clarkson told the Las Cruces Sun News it happened November the 20th at the District of Columbia Court's Marriage Bureau as he tried to apply for a marriage license. After approaching the clerk for a license and showing his New Mexico ID, Clarkson said the clerk told him he needed an international passport to get the marriage license. Oh my God. What? So all the geography jokes that were targeted to my generation, listen, we need to target those jokes now to to the District of Columbia, the clerks in the Marriage License Bureau in District of Columbia. Clarkson said he protested to a supervisor who also told him that he needed a foreign passport.
So his appeal didn't work because the supervisor was just as bad as the.
Can you believe that? The supervisor was just as bad. The supervisor thought New Mexico was a foreign country.
Oh, okay.
So he talks to the clerk and he can't get anywhere with the clerk because he shows the clerk his driver's license trying to get this marriage license. And the clerk says, no, you need to have a passport. And he said, well, let me talk to your supervisor, which everybody would do. It's just like, okay, this person is really, really dumb and probably should not be working and being paid by our tax dollars, because DC's federal, all that stuff is paid by federal dollars, and be getting our tax dollars to be so damn dumb, right? So he got a supervisor. Who you would have thought knew that New Mexico is actually in the United States. And say when he got the supervisor, who told him that he needed a foreign passport.
Wow.
And you can't make this stuff up. Clarkson said then the clerk finally concluded. You ready for this? The clerk finally concluded New Mexico was a state after Clarkson objected 3 times. The clerk granted the license to Clarkson and his fiancee.
Whew. Well, at least they did get to get married. Huh?
Well, at least they got the license.
They got the license.
She thought here's what the soon to be groom said. He said she thought New Mexico was a foreign country. Clarkson said of the clerk, and all the couples behind us waiting in line were laughing.
Oh.
Hello, German Bazan. I haven't seen you in a while. Hello, Bubby Shaw.
We got to do
Walter Baker. Well, we got to do better. We got to do better with just education. Education in general. And we got to do better of educating our own. Mm-hmm. Now, our own, just our citizens. I mean, listen, if you're going to work for the government, at least know Mexico. Okay. All right. And we talk
presents the 2018 Masquerade New Year at Valley Hope Center, 10801 Deering Road.
With live entertainment from...
This is comedian Meech Dog. Come check me out at the Valley Hope Cigars and Friends.
For tickets, go to 2018masqueradeparty.eventbrite.com. Open Eyes Enterprise presents the 2018 Masquerade New Year's Eve Party. Show up dripping.
Are you looking to get your taxes prepared? SKS, the tax professionals. Lowest prices guaranteed. SKS Tax Services. Rapid plus refund equals relief. Stop at any one of our locations today. Our Broadway office is located at 3803 West Broadway. Or stop at the Dixie office, 1708 Dixie Highway. Jefferson office, 1809 West Jefferson Street, or St. Matthew's office, 812 Linden Lane, Suite 210, Louisville, Kentucky. SKS, your tax services. The tax professionals.
You can't handle the truth.
You have a story to tell, and your story could be intimate and personal or something you want the entire world to see, because a tattoo is the most unique and personal form of individual expression. And body art is a master's craft. So when you decide to let somebody draw on your canvas, you need to seek out the truth. Truth's Tattoos have been creating world-class body art for over 10 years, and there's nothing the Truth can't handle. Check out Truth's Tattoos on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see there's other tattoo artists, and there's the truth. Stop being lied to and book your next tattoo appointment with the Truth at 502-408-8403.
Why you do me like that? You know I love it like that, eh? And when you freak me like that, I can freak you right back, eh? Why you do me like that? Yeah. You know I love it like that, eh? Why you do me like that? You know I love it like that, eh? Why you do me like that? You know I love it like that, eh? Why you do me like that? You know I love it like that, eh? Honey, don't let me go. I go wine it slow. And when I drop it down low, you gon' lose control. But you love me like that, I'll love you right back. And when you hit it from the back, me don't know how to act. Don't time, I'm riding this cab tonight. Why you do me like that? You know I love it like that. Why you do me like that? You know I love it like that. Why you do me like that? make your body explode. Now you're out of control. Hold on tight, grab my hips just right, with no regrets. Tonight you will never forget. Why you do me like that? You know I love it like that. Why you do me like that? You know I love it like that. Why you do me like that? You know I love it like that. Oh, why you do me like that? You know I love it like that. Hey, tick tock, wine slow, Trinidad, still the show. Haiti, Sherry, make me feel sweet. Tick tock, wine slow, Trinidad, still the show. Haiti, Sherry, make me feel sweet. Pump it like that. Why you do me? Pump it like that. Why you do me? Pump it like that. Why you do me like that? Pump it like that. Why you do me like that?
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price on 97thebeatfm.com.
All right, welcome back to Conscious Fever here on 97 The Beat FM and 97thebeatfm.com. I want to give a shout out to Leslie Summers, my good friend at the Hall of Justice, the best information specialist in the world, who sits at the information booth in the Hall of Justice. Thanks for joining me tonight on YouTube Live, Leslie. Thumbs up to you too. Kathy Ray, Brendan McLeod, the greatest defense attorney in the world, not only just Kentucky. Tanya Dunn and Kevin Johnson. Thank you guys for watching. We're talking about our stories tonight, and I wanted to give you all a couple of more. I don't know if you all heard this story, but in California, there were some Marines, DJ Ice, in the sky, and their plane, they were flying planes, and they drew a penis over Southern California.
In the clouds.
So what they did was they just drew a penis in the sky.
You did say the best for last.
The penis in the sky. And but they were talked about in terms of being disciplined, and they were told that they were going to allow to keep flying. The penis-shaped flight path aroused controversy when it appeared over Southern California in October. 2 Marine pilots have been disciplined for making a penis-shaped flight path over the skies of Southern California in October. But the officials who said the 2 pilots whose names were not released will be allowed to keep their wings, according to the Marine Corps Times. Can you believe that? Wow. Yeah, that's it. They just kind of took some time to fly over. And I was going to talk about this story too, but there was a Hawaiian monk seal that got an L stuck up his nose. How do you do that? Even if you're a seal, an elk is like a long kind of animal. Tiana Tasha Tavares, thanks for joining me. Daryl Bronston, thanks for joining me. But anyway, I did say that was not the last one. Here's the last one. You ready for this? Here's the last odd story for the night. Hello, Shanta Johns. Listen, here's the last story for tonight. All right, DJ. You ready? We probably need a drum roll for this one. Huh? Yeah, we need a bomb for this one. A bomb for this one would be appropriate. Bomb. Yeah. Yeah.
Something's coming.
Okay. Here we go. Here's the title. The title is A Florida Woman Pulled a Knife on a Man Who Complained About Her Farts. Did you get that?
So what she do, call 911?
Nope. A Florida woman pulled a knife on a man who complained about her farts, according to the police. Let me read you the story. It gets crazier than that. In Dania Beach, Florida, a Florida woman faces an aggravated assault charge after authorities said she passed gas in line at a dollar store.
Well, go figure.
Okay, hold on. I got to read all of it, but I got stuck there too. So the story starts off. It says a Florida woman faces an aggravated assault charge after authorities say she passed gas in line at a dollar store.
Oh wow.
Now listen. I don't know. Do they sell Mucinex or X-Lax or something? You remember old X-Lax? It was chocolate, and you would fool people with it and think that it was a Hershey, a piece of Hershey, and then give it to them, and then they would, I don't know if they even sell those still in the dollar store. But can you imagine being in line in the dollar store? Here's what happened. Listen. So a Florida woman faces an aggravated assault charge after authorities say she passed gas in line at a dollar store and pulled a knife on the man who complained about it. Citing a
knife on him because he complained.
Because he complained about. Oh, it gets better.
What was she expecting him to do?
I don't know. I guess she expect. Listen. I'm gonna tell y'all. I gotta tell you. I gotta tell some of y'all. Where's my pen at? I'm gonna tag this guy. Okay.
What did she think that it?
Okay, so
Like
Teddy Staples says stay out of dollar store.
Yeah, I agree with Teddy.
Look, I mean, they got her face on here and everything, man. But listen, citing a Broward Sheriff's Office report, the Miami Herald reports a 37-year-old Shanetta Yvette Wilson passed gas while waiting in line at a Dollar General Sunday night and upset a nearby customer. The report says the offended customer and Wilson then got into an argument in reference to the defendant farting loudly.
Oh, wow.
It says Wilson then pulled a small folding knife out of her purse and told the victim she was going to gut, quote unquote, him while moving as if to attack him. Excuse me. Wilson was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. I know he wanted to kill her farts, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Without intent to kill. It's unclear whether she has a lawyer. I don't know whether they added that because just think okay. Now, as a lawyer, you're standing in court, you're representing this person that's pulled a knife on somebody because they complained about her farting. And you're the lawyers representing this woman from the Dollar General store, and she passes one. Then what happens? Are you, as the lawyer, are you afraid then to say, madam or client, you just passed one? Or are you afraid that she's going to pull that folding knife out?
Yeah. Or if you turn down the case. If she
turn down the case.
She wants you to take the case and you say no, she may gut you.
Okay, but even better, I mean, she comes into your office, lights your office up. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hang with the guy in the bathroom.
In the bathroom, right? Checking the guy in the bathroom. The New Orleans guy. Where is that story at again? Where is that? I threw that. Oh, there it is. New Orleans man accused of a bomb threat insists he just had to poop really bad. Yeah, that's. I mean,
that can be a couple.
Yeah, they actually can be a couple. The funny thing is, I was just thinking about it, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna get personal with y'all. I'm not sure. I would probably represent this woman. And I'm gonna tell you, I would represent this woman because of this, because I'm not gonna upset my stomach for nobody. I'm gonna tell you, I feel sorry when I get on the 10th floor, on the elevator on the 10th floor, and I just have to, I have gas.
Yeah, let it go.
You gotta let go. And then you get to like the 7th floor, and then somebody gets on.
Oh wow.
I mean, what do? You just stand there and just
Step
pretend.
Off on the 7th floor.
No,
and then wait on the next.
No, I think you got to be a man and just stick your chest out and rough it all out. Yeah. Leon Lambert and Kevin Glenn and John Mellon. But I think you just stick your chest out and just say, I'm just gonna ride it all the way down to the 1st floor. But what do you think that person is thinking that's standing next to you? It's just like, oh my God, I came in the elevator at the wrong time.
Yeah.
But are you going to hold it and mess up your stomach have your stomach, crank, growling, all not really growling, but breaking and
noise.
popping and everything, making noise just because
Flipping
you
and
held
flopping.
one, just because this person's about to get and that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing. But I do have a theory about that too. I always used to say this about, gas. I used to talk to Reese about this, my son, and I would say, listen, man, and we wouldn't, it wasn't about passing gas or anything like that. But when something gets moved around the house and I know I didn't do it, and I would say, Reese, no, it's just like it's only two people in the elevator and one person know that they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So it's not anything to argue about.
Yeah, it's obvious.
Why is the person that didn't do it arguing with the one that did do it? Because it's only one other person in the elevator. That person had to do it. But this woman in the Dollar General store, she got arrested, man. So this is kind of weird. So these are two weird stories tonight where two people ended up in jail because of, as one of my buddies would say, fleshiness. I can't even say that word, but anyway, having to use the restroom or, something to do with their stomach, passing gas.
Dropping bombs.
Yeah, he said he was gonna drop. He said he's gonna drop a bomb, and then he said, "No, I just really had to poop real bad." So he was gonna go drop a bomb into Willie's Chicken Shack. But the girls at the
dollar store,
and then the dollar store, she was just standing in line. But here's what I think happened at the dollar store, according to the story. What happened at the dollar store? Some people in certain places, they just let it slide out real quietly. But in the dollar store, she just let it was loud.
It was loud.
And he said, "Listen, lady."
He may have embarrassed her.
He said, "Listen, lady, can you refrain from doing that? That was very loud." And she pulled a knife out on him.
Oh, man.
She pulled the knife out on him. Oh, Keith Kane and Valerie Bell. But anyway, she pulled the knife out on him.
Wow.
Because he complained about her farting so loud in line at the Dollar General store. I guess I hear that everything happens at Walmart and everything happens in the dollar store. What are we missing out on? What are we missing out on? Maybe we need to go to these places and see the kind of the drama that goes on there. But anyway, so this poor woman was arrested after threatening to gut a man after he complained that she farted too loudly in line at the Dollar General store. So anyway.
So you think that would be a charge that they may drop?
No, because no.
Oh, was it? She threatened, so that was with a weapon.
Yeah,
weapon.
She actually she has
an assault. Is that what it?
Yeah. She's not charged with farting. It just started because Leon, I don't know whether he was next in line, but he probably was next in line. That's probably why he complained.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Yeah, probably next in line, and I believe he probably, confronted her and said it all loud.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if I would. I've walked past people, or been in a circle with people, and they just let one, and I just pretended like,
Yeah,
I just held my nose until the encounter was over, because I was just thinking to myself. And the song you heard said she was. What's going on with the song? It's a hit, or she's got a.
Yeah, well, it's went gold.
It's gone gold.
So,
Okay.
So far, so she.
Okay.
And that's between like 500,000 sales stream.
Heard first here on 97 The Beat FM. 97 The Beat FM. Anyway, here's another story. I don't know why it's all associated with court, but I gotta say this. So there's a Dutch man that filed a lawsuit. He's 69 years old. Filed a lawsuit asking the court to declare him 20 years younger. Why would you want to do that? I mean, if you feel 20 years younger, just enjoy it. Right? Yeah. Why would you go to court He filed a lawsuit to be legally declared 20 year, legally declare himself March 11, 1969. On Monday, a court in the Netherlands to feel 20 years younger. Okay. Now, this is why I don't like reading from this stuff. He's at liberty to feel 20 years younger than his real age and to act accordingly. Actually, changing the birth certificate is not possible. Amending his date of birth would have caused 20 years of records to vanish from the register of births, deaths, marriages, and registered partnerships. This would have a variety of undesirable legal and societal implications, the court said, according to the New York Post. And then it says Rattleman initially wanted to drop 2 decades off his age in order to improve his chances on Tinder. Well, I mean, what's the listen? It is abuse of the justice system, Sherry. I agree. What? I mean, is Tinder really that exciting? I've never been on Tinder. Is Tinder really that exciting? This man has to go to court and say, I want to say that I was born in 1969, and when the women meet me, I want them to believe that I was born in 1969.
I'm not.
That's why he did it. He said, I feel much younger than my age. I am a young god. I can have all the girls I want, but not after I tell them that I'm 69. Rattleman told the Associated Press, I feel young. I am in great shape, and I want this to be legally recognized because I feel abused, aggrieved, and discriminated against because of my age. He compared his attempt to turn back the clock to identifying as transgender. We live in a time when you can change your name and change your gender. Why can't I decide my own age? He asks, according to the BBC. Anyway, y'all, it's 9:59. It's time for me to get off the air. We've been listening to Conscious Fever, odd stories tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm Carl Price, your host of Conscious Fever, here with DJ Ice. And again, if you haven't gone out to purchase it, purchase Sophie Saint's Why. It's a very, very good song. If you've been listening to odd stories, and just to recap, New Orleans man accused of bomb threat insists he had just had to poop really bad at Willie's Chicken Shack down in New Orleans. And the Florida woman pulled a knife on the man who complained about her farts being too loud in the Dollar General store in the checkout line. And the DC clerks don't know that New Mexico is actually a United States. They think it's a foreign country. It required the man to get a passport. And the man in New Jersey accused of DUI blamed it on the horrible loss of the New York Jets to the Buffalo Bills, 41-10. And he said because the New York Jets suck, he had to drink so much. Anyway, this has been Conscious Fever. I have been your host. This is Carl Price. Thank you, Leslie, for joining in. And thank you, everybody, for joining us on peace to you also, Fred. Thanks to everybody for joining us on Facebook and Facebook Live. And I can't end the show, DJ Ice, without just saying that this week was all about saying farewell in the homegoing service of President George Herbert Walker Bush. And for those of you who are not Republicans, he still was a president of the United States, and he's actually one of the better presidents of the United States. He was, because generally when you serve one term, somebody doesn't like you, right? And it's probably because you're doing the right thing to do. But George Herbert Walker Bush, he was not the George Bush that Kanye West said was a racist. It was actually his son that he was referring to. But George Herbert Walker Bush, may he rest in peace. But he's home now. He can hold Barbara's hand now, because Barbara died back, I think, in April, and his wife, Barbara Bush, and then Robin, their 3-year-old daughter that died when she was 3 years old. They're all together now, but he was actually an outstanding president, and kudos to him and to everybody who watched those services and attended those services. I noticed that on the service, Michelle Obama refused to sit next to Donald Trump. Thought that was a good thing. Yeah.
And you should have saw his face. They had a picture like when George was handing her some candy, and
right, because that's kind of his trend. Yeah.
Got his little look like he's hating on her.
Yeah, anyway, Conscious Fever. here on 97 The Beat FM. We'll be back next week, and please join us next week if you want to hear about what happens in life after you pass away. We're going to have, I'm going to have a guest next week, and that guest is going to be the Honorable Judge David Bowles from the Jefferson District Court. He sits in the probate division now. He's going to talk to us about what you should expect when you come to probate court. Most people don't know this, that probate court in the courthouse is basically the dead man's court. You know, when somebody passed away, in order to deal with their affairs, you have to go to probate court. And so we're going to talk about why you should and should not have a will and different things like that. So, hey, Willie Aiken, what up? On my way out, man. You're up in New Jersey, man. Did you hear this story about the New Jersey man who got charged with DUI because the Jets suck? I don't know if you heard that, Willie, but anyway, I'm just letting you know you missed that. Missed a real good show. Go back and listen to it and watch it. Anyway, I'm Carl Price. It's been Conscious Fever here on 97 The Beat FM and 97thebeatfm.com. I'm signing off along with DJ Ice. Again, rest in peace, the Honorable Judge Herbert Walker Bush. Good night.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price on 97thebeatfm.com.
Open Eyes Enterprise presents the 2018 Masquerade New Year's Eve Party. December 31st from 10 till 2. With DJ Taz on the tables at Valley Hope Center, 10801 Deering Road.
With live entertainment from
This is comedian Meech Dog. Come check me out at the Valley Hope Center. December the 31st is going down for the Masquerade Party. Bring in your New Year's Eve with Meech Dog and friends.
For tickets, go to 2018masqueradeparty.eventbrite.com. Open Eyes Enterprise presents the 2018 Masquerade New Year's Eve Party. Show up dripping.
Came through tripping.